Okay, so to start the solution to this exercise, we need to define an array of users. Let's create an array called users. And we're going to now use hashes to represent the individual attributes of our users. Let's add our first user. And note here that my hash is using symbols as keys. So name:Dan, email:dan@codadan.co. I'll add 2 more users to my hash, and now I have a users array with 3 users inside. Now, let's say I want to search this users array for the user with name Lauren. I'll assign the result to a variable called user. And then to search my array, I'll use the define method. Think back to previous lectures on arrays. Pass a block. And to check the name in each user hash, I can use the square bracket operator and this time pass a symbol, name. To see if the username matches the name I'm looking for, I'll use my comparison operator equals equals. And in this case, I want to search for the user with name Lauren. So I'll type that in a string, close my block, and now the user variable should be assigned the matching result, if indeed there is one. Of course, if there isn't a match, user will be nil. Next, I want to print out the user's email address. So I'll just use puts, user, and the email key using the symbol. And if all goes well, I should get the user's email address. Now there's one additional case we should handle here. What happens if we search for a username that doesn't actually exist? Let's just type in the word missing to make sure that we don't have any results. Of course, there's no user hash inside my users array with name equal to missing. So what's going to happen here? I get an error. The error here is undefined method square bracket operator for nil. So this means we're trying to call the square bracket operator on user, but because we didn't find a user, user is nil. To handle this, we really just need to check to see if user is actually a valid value. If we say if user, so that's checking to see if the user object is something other than nil. Else, we can say no user found. So in this case, because we haven't found a user, we should get the result no user found. And this is as we expect. So what's actually happening here? Our if predicate is checking not only for true and false, but it's also checking for a nil value or a present value. So a present value is anything that is not nil and is not false. And we can use this approach to improve the reliability of our programs.